taxes from meals, airtime, car, and house allowance. Here's the thing. Let me just read it for you to give you an overview. KRA will aggressively come after employees' benefits, and the net result is that you will pay taxes on meals, airtime, cars, as well as house allowance that you may receive from your employer. And this, if it's effected, it will start officially on August 1st, 2018. Honorable Yusuf, is this just the government being stingy? First of all, here they are, having to tax mobile transfer, an aspect that is used by everyone, including Mama Bonga, and not just at any percentage, 12%. Then now you have a place where probably the middle class of Kenya really look up towards, car and house allowance, airtime. I've seen the fact that they will also be taxing issues of juice, cigarettes, as well as beer and bottled water. Is the government just being stingy, or do they genuinely want to look for other avenues to sort of raise tax and finances within Kenya?
Well, I think stingy would not probably be the right word, because we do need money, more money, to develop our country. And taxation is one way of collecting money that would be used for economic development and infrastructure projects. But I'll say that I don't have any problem whatsoever in taxing things like alcohol, cigarettes, even bottled water, because these are luxuries. In fact, they're not essentials in your life. You can do without cigarette, you can do without alcohol, and you can do without bottled water to a certain extent. But I think that there is a danger to squeeze the poor people of our country so much that they feel the pinch, given the fact that, in fact, we are coming out of an economic downturn. So I think the government should be careful about not pushing too hard the poor person. But I absolutely have no problem in expanding our tax collection abilities. There are a lot of wealthy people that are not taxed.
That's the thing.
Very well.
They're pinching the wrong part of it.
Yes, exactly. So airtime, mobile transfers, I'm not particularly in favor of taxing them. But by any means, the ministry and the government should look for other areas, because a very small percentage of our wealthy people pay their taxes. For example, a lot of landlords do not pay their taxes. They evade. And I think the government should tighten, and particularly the Kenya Revenue Authority should carry out a very effective campaign to make sure that we get money from those areas.
Mark, your thoughts on this, because as Kenyans, we're living in very interesting times where we're seeing millions and billions of our taxpayer money being lost in white elephant projects and scandals left, right, and center. Then we're being told, listen, your mobile transfer, your airtime, your car and house allowance, we are also looking to get a little bit of what you have. Kenyans are frustrated a lot.
Well, there's two things. Number one, we definitely do need the revenue. Number two, Kenyans definitely do need the lesson, because it is us who sustain corrupt leaders in power. It is us who vote for them. You know, if you go to counties like Kiambu, where they're having serious buyer's remorse, they're the ones who showed up by the hundreds of thousands to vote for these people. So you need to realize that if you're going to support corrupt politicians, then you're going to pay for it, because what they corrupt is your taxes anyway. And that's something that Kenyans need to learn. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. When you are standing in a line to receive 500 shillings from a politician, guess what? It's payback time, baby. You know, it's the baby has come back home to roost. That's how it is. And you can't run away from that fact. But at the same time, I agree. Honorable Yusuf says that we need to, instead of taxing the poor, we need to expand our tax bracket. And the landlords is a good example, because in a city like Nairobi, nearly everyone pays rent. And if everyone pays rent, you don't need to tax their house allowance. You need to find the landlord. Because the landlord, number one, the landlords in this country are super schemers. So you pay 2 months deposit, 1 month rent, and what else? Utility fees and all of these things. And then when you're moving out of the house, they act like you literally broke their house and your deposit is gone. So these guys are sitting on incredible amounts of money. And let's not forget how many times they auction Kenyans. So the reality of the matter is also that a lot of our corrupt money is put into malls and buildings all over this country. So we need to be able to get the taxes out of that place, because that's most likely how we are able to recover a lot more money.